In a distant region of the old African kingdoms, where the earth was red like warm clay and the sunsets painted the skies in orange gold, there was a quiet village known as Luntasa. It was a place of kindness, tradition, and deep respect for the spirits of the land. Farmers woke early, hunters returned at dusk, drums echoed across the households every evening. Anyone who visited Luntasa always said the same thing, that the village breathed with life. In this village lived a young man named Kato. He was strong but gentle, humble but brave, a man everyone respected because of his honesty and peaceful spirit. Kato was a craftsman. He carved masks, bowls, walking sticks, and drums. People traveled from other villages just to buy his work. But even with all his talent, Kato felt something was missing in his life. He wanted companionship, someone whose presence brought light to his home. One year, the king of a neighboring land invited villagers from many regions to a great festival. Music, trade, and games filled the air. Kato traveled there with a few friends to sell his carvings and enjoy the celebration. But what happened at that festival would change the course of his life forever. While Kato was arranging his carved goods under a large acacia tree, he noticed a woman standing alone by the edge of the marketplace. Her beauty caught his eye at once. She wore a long flowing garment that shimmered like water beneath moonlight. Her skin glowed softly in the sun. Her eyes were bright, yet there was something mysterious about them, something he could not explain. She seemed like she did not belong there, but at the same time, she fit in perfectly. Kato walked toward her slowly, as if drawn by a force stronger than his will. She turned and smiled. That smile melted every fear in him. Her voice, when she spoke, was calm and deep, like the sound of a distant river. "My name is Lena," she said. Kato introduced himself, and from that moment, the two of them talked as though they had known each other all their lives. She asked about his village, and he told her about his home. She asked about his craft, and he showed her a carved mask he was working on. Lena admired the details and gently touched it, but when her fingers brushed the wood, Kato felt something strange, a coldness, soft but unusual. He brushed it aside. As the day went on, the festival crowd grew louder, but to Kato, the whole world had narrowed to the sound of Lena's voice. She moved with grace. She listened with interest. She laughed softly. Everything about her seemed perfect, except for the feeling deep inside Kato's heart that something wasn't entirely normal. Sometimes, when he looked at her closely, her reflection on certain surfaces appeared faint or delayed. But he convinced himself it was his imagination. At sunset, as people returned to their homes and the festival lights dimmed, Kato walked Lena toward the riverbank. The lamps along the pathway flickered gently. When the breeze blew against her garment, it shimmered like smoke instead of cloth. Kato noticed this, too, but again he silenced his doubts. Before they parted ways, they stood silently under a tall fig tree. Lena looked into Kato's eyes and said softly, "I feel something here that I cannot explain." Kato replied, "I feel it too." They met again the next day. And the next. They talked, shared stories, walked through the marketplace, and ate roasted groundnuts by the river. By the end of the festival, Kato was convinced, he was in love. And he believed Lena felt the same. When he told her he wanted her to come with him to Luntasa as his wife, she looked troubled. Her eyes softened, but she said nothing. A long silence filled the space between them. The wind blew gently, rustling the leaves above them. Finally, she whispered, "There is something I must tell you, but not today." Kato didn't understand, but he trusted her. And so, Lena agreed to travel with him. When the people of Luntasa saw her, they were amazed. No one had seen a woman as graceful as Lena. Her beauty brought whispers among the villagers. The children stared at her, not with fear but with curiosity. Yet, the elders exchanged worried looks. Old women shook their heads slightly. And Kato's grandmother, a wise woman known for her spiritual sensitivity, immediately felt something in her bones. When she approached Lena to greet her, she bowed respectfully, but her eyes never left Lena's face. After a long look, she later whispered to Kato, "That woman is not who she seems." Kato dismissed it as an old woman's suspicion. He had chosen Lena. His heart was convinced. Days passed, and Lena lived quietly among the villagers. She helped women fetch water. She cooked. She smiled at everyone who greeted her. She was humble and polite, earning respect from many. But strange things happened around her. Dogs barked for no reason whenever she passed. Water in calabashes rippled without wind. Lamps flickered when she entered a room. And yet, no one saw her do anything unusual. When the time came for the wedding, the village prepared joyfully. Drums were made ready, Garlands of flowers were hung between the trees. Young girls practiced their dances. Elders rehearsed their blessings. The excitement was great, but on the morning of the wedding, the first sign appeared. A flock of birds flew across the sky but suddenly turned around as if afraid to approach the village. The sun dimmed behind thin clouds even though no rain was expected. A cold breeze blew through the ceremony grounds, chilling the guests. Then, when Lena walked through the village pathway, women noticed that her reflection did not appear in the pots of water placed outside for blessings. Not even a faint outline. Whispers began, "What kind of bride has no reflection?" But Cato remained blind to every sign. His heart overpowered his caution. At last, the ceremony began. Drums thundered. Singers filled the air with ancient wedding songs. Lena was dressed beautifully, covered in a long veil decorated with delicate beads. Cato stood proudly at the center, waiting for her. Everyone gathered around as the elders began their traditional prayers. Just then, an old traveling priest entered the village. He was not from Luntasa but was passing through the region. When he reached the ceremony ground, he stopped abruptly and stared at Lena. His face changed instantly. He lifted his walking staff and shouted, "Stop this wedding." The drums fell silent. All eyes turned to him. The priest walked slowly toward the couple, pointing his staff at Lena. "She does not belong here," he declared. "This woman is not of the human world." Gasps filled the air. Cato stepped forward, shielding Lena. "Do not speak lies about my bride," he said angrily. But the priest looked at Cato with pity. "My son, look around. The spirits have been warning you. You refused to hear them." He lifted his staff, and suddenly Lena's shadow disappeared from the ground. A soft, eerie glow emerged around her feet. The earth beneath her grew still, and her veil fluttered even though the air was calm. The villagers trembled. Women grabbed their children. Men stepped backward. Lena lowered her head, and for the first time since she arrived in the village, she looked sorrowful. She whispered, "Forgive me." Her voice sounded layered, as if two voices spoke at once. Before Cato could speak, the wind began to roar, circling around Lena. Her veil lifted into the air. Her garment shimmered like flowing water. Her eyes turned silver, glowing faintly like the moon. Her true form slowly revealed itself. Her feet no longer touched the ground. Her face remained beautiful but no longer human. She floated slightly above the earth, surrounded by a soft blue light. The villagers screamed and scattered. Cato fell to his knees, unable to understand. The priest raised his voice. "She is one of the spirit maidens, creatures forbidden to marry humankind." Lena looked at Cato, tears forming in her luminous eyes. "I did not plan for this," she said. "But when I met you, I felt something I have never felt in all my existence." Thunder rolled in the distance. The sky darkened unnaturally. A swirling portal of light formed behind her, a gateway to the spirit realm. Shadows moved within it, calling her back. "The laws of my people do not allow us to live among humans," she said. "I broke the rule because I loved you. But my world has come for me." Cato tried to reach her, but a strong wind pushed him backward. Lena reached out her hand, but they could not touch. Their fingertips hovered inches apart, separated by an invisible force. "If another life ever comes," she whispered, "I will find you again." Her body grew brighter. Light consumed her entirely. In one final flash, she vanished, pulled into the portal which closed instantly with a sharp gust of wind. The village fell silent. The drums lay still. The lamps stopped flickering. Every sound vanished. Cato remained on his knees, staring at the empty space where Lena once stood. His heart felt as though it had cracked open. The villagers slowly returned, shaken by what they had witnessed. They comforted him, but nothing eased his sorrow. As days passed, Cato walked through the village like a shadow. He no longer carved. He no longer smiled. But one evening, his grandmother sat beside him and said gently, "Love is powerful, my son. But even love cannot break the laws that govern the two worlds. Remember the time you shared. It was real, but some stories belong to fate, not to us." Cato nodded, though his heart remained heavy. He spent many months healing and slowly returned to his craft. But he never forgot Lena. And sometimes, late at night, when the moon was bright and the wind whispered through the trees, he felt a soft, cold breeze touch his cheek, just like her gentle hand on the day they first met. And in that moment, he knew her promise remained, that somewhere beyond human understanding, her spirit still remembered him.